Hello, I want to welcome you to this podcast titled Do You Believe in Bigfoot but Not God? This podcast is targeted at a very narrow group of people. That narrow group of people are those atheists, those people who have decided there's not a God, but yet they believe in this creature called Bigfoot, or it'd be called Yeti or Sasquatch. Now, these people, uh, they're going to argue to me, I'm sure, that, hey, I have evidence that there is a Bigfoot out there. I have eyewitnesses you can talk to today. I have pictures, I have videos, I may even have some physical evidence like a hair sample, or I may have a plaster cast of a footprint. And that's why I can believe in Bigfoot, but not God, because I don't have any evidence of God. I'm going to ask you that you consider some evidence. In fact, I believe this evidence is far more valid than any evidence you can show me about Bigfoot. And what I'm talking about, obviously, I'm going to go to the Bible, which you may have already discounted, but you need to understand this: the Gospels. There's four Gospels: Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John. And there's also a book of Acts. Now, those five books in the New Testament, those are all eyewitness testimonies to the existence of Jesus here on earth, and the fact that he was the Son of God. And obviously, it's an account of many, many people who witnessed Jesus and what went on. We also have accounts from other people outside of Christian existence that argue that, or maybe not argue, but they acknowledge that Jesus did exist, and they are in no way, um, you know, part of the church. They were outside the church, or maybe even we'd call them enemies of the church. As far as physical proof Jesus was here, if you're Catholic, you're probably already going to come to mind this idea of what's called relics. And these are physical pieces of evidence out there that some churches claim can be dated all the way back to the time of Christ. Now, probably the most famous of these is the Shroud of Turin. And I'm not going to get into that. You know, that was supposed to be the burial cloth of Jesus. I don't know. I'm not an expert on it. I've never studied it. I have plenty of other stuff to study before I go look for some physical piece of evidence that the critics say does not date back to the time of Christ. On the other hand, there are plenty of experts that say it does. I'll let you guys sort that out. There's plenty of videos out there on YouTube if you want to look at that. What my purpose once again here today is just to challenge your mental process, whatever you believe, and we'll go to that very even rare atheist who's actually claims that no, I don't believe in God, but yet I believe in Bigfoot because I actually had an encounter with a Bigfoot. I'm sure there's maybe a handful of people out there that believe that way. I would argue that there are many religious people who can claim the same thing. They've had that encounter um, with God in one way or another. Maybe it's a miracle that happened in their life. And so, once again, the purpose of this is just merely to, if you're one of those atheists who does believe in Bigfoot, I'm going to ask you to re-examine it and maybe be open to checking out whether or not God is real, whether He exists, because obviously it's much more important to figure out if there in fact is a God than spend your time hunting for Bigfoot. Because if there is a God, it is very important that you find that out and you find out what the rule book says, right? So anyway, think about it. If you have time, check out the rest of my YouTube channel. See if there's any other videos that might help you out. Thanks for listening.